Remember this? Now, it's this. Feel old yet? Sword is the first melee of this game, and is also the first guy you're introduced to in the tutorial. Being based off the Link sword, one of the most iconic items in Roblox history, it's perfect for a well-rounded introductory character. In my first fighting character review, I will go in shallow depth about what I think about Sword and their abilities, as well as what I would add or tweak. Spoiler warning, it's not a lot. This game is really well balanced. So, starting off, Sword is one of the 5 melee classes in this game, and I think that most of the fighting community can agree that they're a jack of all trades type of character. Having a fairly decent range option to catch those pesky, filthy, hideous runners, as well as an above average HP shield split, making sure that they can get into fights to deal and take enough damage to use their passive. Every time Sword deals or takes damage, a little sword-shaped bar in the middle of your screen fills up based on how much damage you took or dealt. When it's full, you can press R to empower your moves, which is just a fancy way of saying that it buffs them. After you use an empowered move, your bar resets and then you have to rinse and repeat the entire process over and over. Sword's base M1 is, for lack of a better descriptor, very average. By average, I mean it has a decent swing speed, average damage, and average range. I don't know for certain because I'm no master sword user, but I usually observe sword users using it as filler between their combos, not their main source of DPS like boombox or banhammer. Speaking of decent range, Sword needs to be in close quarter combat with his foes or else he crumbles. He is a melee after all, but he does have one option. Blade Beam. A decently fast traveling, mediocre damage, high range projectile which is Sword's only way of dealing with enemies that are faster than them when their lunge is on cooldown. It's a necessity for low HP enemies that squeeze out that last bit of distance they need to be out of range of your M1s and empowered moves. Without that, I honestly believe Sword would be considered one of the worst classes in the game. However, Blade Beam isn't meant for opening a combo, it's meant for finishing it. So how does Sword open most of their combos? A fundamental part of Sword's kit, with it allowing for travel, catch up, or just that extra bit of damage, lunge is probably the saving grace for Sword. Almost every class in the game has some sort of mobility option to jump into or escape fights, but lunge is special because when empowered, it stuns the enemy for a brief moment, letting Sword be right up in their face, allowing them to discharge their entire kit on them. All I'm saying is thank God you can only use one empowered move at a time, or else this and Dolphin Slash would have been so painful to fight against. Speaking of Dolphin Slash, is the second mobility option in Sword's kit, basically being lunge but vertical. Using these three moves, the most primitive of combos can be created. Lunge plus Dolphin Slash plus M1s and a Blade Beam, which this guy on YouTube says it's bad, which is right. I'm unwilling to explain because this video is already taking a while, but go check Nico Nexus out. He's an actual professional fighting player, unlike me, so you can most likely learn a lot of things from them. Thank you for inspiring me to make fighting videos, Nico. And anyways, moving on from that tangent, we come to Sword's finisher, Almighty Axle Arc, which in my opinion isn't as mighty as the name suggests. It's a very telegraphed, only 150 damage AoE bomb that explodes about 2.5 seconds after being thrown, giving ample time to anyone caught in the blast zone to skedaddle out of there. It's only really effective if the opponent team are already highly distracted and not notice the 3 sound cues it gives before firing off. That's usually why it's most effective against tanks like Banhammer who aren't as fast, or during overtime when everyone is panicking trying to get the round over with. You don't know how much it devastated me when I tried to empower this move and it did nothing. I was scheming, thinking I was a genius, I was going to get an insta-kill bomb, but no, it just didn't work. That's probably for the best though, seeing as his finisher has the lowest finisher points cost in the entire game, being only 75. They can only take 75 seconds to charge at most. I say at most because when you deal damage, it adds finisher points, and when in the final minute of a match or in overtime, it charges twice as fast, making this finisher very spammable. In my humble, intermediate opinion, I find Sword to be in an extremely good spot right now. And that's what every fighter should strive for, to be as balanced and fun to play as Sword. While not my cup of tea, I enjoy playing them when my GOAT boombox is taken. Oh my god, my GOAT boombox, if only they were never taken. I should be the only boombox player. Remove everyone's boombox except for mine, me, except for So that was my review and opinion of Sword. This could be my very first series that I'm going to do on this channel. Hopefully. I am not going to lose motivation. I spent so long on this. I need to make it to the Boombox review. I have to lock in. Please like and subscribe and comment, please. I would love for this video to get at least 100 views. That would be awesome. That would mean that at least half of the fighting players in the world actually care about this. Get it? Because the joke is Phighting only has 1,000 players when it should have 100,000. I'm not funny. Thank you for watching. Bye. Stay tacky and stay happy. Yeah.